Board President, Jeannie Czar, Board Vice President, Ronnie Diaz, Board CFO, Jerry Monahan, Board Member, and Fred Weck, Secretary. Also in the audience, we have Chad Creasy, Nellie Officer, and Cindy Nicholson for Service Residential. First up are announcements. As far as the election update, right now, as of yesterday at noon, which was the last tally, we have 24% overall of the delegate ballots back. And as far as the calendar, on March 1st is the delegate election. If we need to, we'll have the reconvene meeting on March 6th. March 9th is when all of the applications to be on the ballot for Board of Directors are due here in the management office. March 15th, we'll have to meet the candidates forum. April 17th is when we'll open those ballots, and then on April 19th is the annual meeting. Slippery conditions. I know it doesn't seem like it now, but we did have cold weather a little bit ago, and I hope that we have cold weather and wet weather soon. And when we do have that again, the sidewalks do get slippery, so just be careful when you're out there walking in the morning. And then slow down, just as another general reminder to obey all traffic conditions. I almost got hit in the traffic circle yesterday from somebody that didn't stop, so just please slow down. And next is homeowner forum, which is limited to 3 minutes per homeowner, and only one request to speak may be submitted per homeowner. There will be no sharing or passing of time to another person. Homeowner input will be held for a maximum of 30 minutes prior to the board meeting, which begins to allow the board to process with the business portion of the meeting. This portion of the meeting is limited to board participation only. Residents are welcome and encouraged to stay for the full meeting witness the business of the corporation taking place by your county meetings. And the first speaker slip is Phil Westbrook.
Can I go over here?
Yes, sir. Yeah, up at the podium.
Hi, my name is Phil Westbrook, 124 Thistle Creek, just behind the bell tower over here. I've been a resident since 2009. I've been involved in facilities management for 42 years, 8 years in the military, 10 years in healthcare, 21 years with Cal State University, and currently I'm a consulting engineer for the University of Laverne. I'd like to address the parking lot issue. Currently, there are 1,677 homes occupied out of the total build out of 1,877. That leaves approximately 200 homes left to build, representing about 10%. Last year, my wife and I attended many events, including 3 huge events in December. Some having concurrent events happening in no time we encounter a parking shortage. By observation, we get a surplus capacity of roughly 20 to 30%. The proposed solution to a perceived problem, which includes the demolition, installation of hardscape, softscape, irrigation, lighting, and drainage requirements, could easily reach in excess of $100,000. I would propose a less expensive solution by allowing street parking adjacent to the lodge. The current self-imposed parking restriction could be lifted. This only exists east of the roundabout to the windmill on our privately owned streets. All other areas on Four Seasons Circle are not restricted. By using the municipal standard of 25 feet per vehicle, this could allow 36 to 38 parking spaces for overflow. Bear in mind that we did raise the restriction when we were doing slurry sealing in the neighborhoods. In addition to the recent installation of the stop sign just east of the lodge makes it even more conducive to on-street parking. My recommendation at this time is to take a wait-and-see position. The lodge was engineered regarding the total build-out. Secondly, I'd like to address the problem of homeless folks utilizing the bell tower. This Saturday night, last Saturday night, my wife and I passed by about 9:30 and noticed at least one person sleeping in the unlit tower. The following morning, I went to the guard shack and inquired with the officer. They told me, oh, I routed that guy out early this morning. Further, he explained to me that it's become common. Also, the groundskeeper had been cutting the shrubbery low to prevent the storage of possessions. Taking a lesson from the current situation that's happening in Orange County right now, We need to come up with a solution to prevent this activity. An example, security lighting, cameras, roving patrol, police interaction, or fencing. Court action this week in Orange County has prohibited police action against removing homeless encampments because they allowed it to continue at their locations. No action is allowed until they go to court and they get a judgment, which can take months, even a year. Let's not get into that situation here. No inactivity, in effect, grants an easement to these people. Thank you for the time today. I was trying. I put my head off as hard to do this. Thank you very much.
Next is Ridgemont Heights.
My name's Rick Von Pike.
The mic's not on. It is on. Just speak louder, please. No.
There we go.
Yeah.
You can hold it.
Good idea, that
To repeat, my name is Rick Von Kleist, and I've been a resident here at Four Seasons for 4 years. Just recently in July, we moved over to Green Creek Trail, and I'm a frequent walker and hiker, and I walk the trails basically 7 days a week. And I just wanted to thank our maintenance and landscape people because it looks wonderful. The trail is thinned out, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I had relatives that came down, and they walked with me, and they said, "I can't believe that you have this here." And I said, "That's why we moved here." And again, I want to thank you. And we have two, not one, but two beautiful views. I have a view of the mountains right now, and in the springtime and in the summer, I have a view of what I call Sherwood Forest. So it's beautiful, and thank you for taking care of it.
We'll move on the agenda. Next is the consent calendar. The purpose of the consent calendar is to make a single motion to approve all included items. If for a particular reason an item needs to be discussed or pulled from the consent calendar, then a call to remove that item should be made by a board member. On the consent calendar are the minutes from January 8th and January 15th, financial report from December, review and implementation of the investment plan, including ratification of 2 CDs that were cashed in for $200,000. There's no liens or foreclosure actions, and then also some homeowner facility use requests, which are all.
I make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll second.
Second to approve consent calendar, all in favor?
Thank you. Next on the agenda is a report from the executive session that was held earlier this morning. There were no delinquencies reviewed. We had 4 member hearings. Regarding contracts, we renewed 2 music license contracts in the amount of $3,122. We renewed the use release with an increase in rent to $600 per month. We renewed the Allied Universal Security contract in the amount of $132,795.36 per year. And we also renewed the website hosting in the amount of $487 per year. We reviewed legal issues and personnel issues. And next on the agenda is the committee reports. First will be our special.
My name is Neil Elbaum, and I'm taking Steve Cooley's place today to talk about what was done in January in the architectural committee. Okay, in January we had a total of 8 guests come to the meetings. There were 12 new applications, and 11 of them were approved. We had 7 addendums, 6 of those 7 were approved, and there were 23 exhibit Cs that were where we went out and looked at completed jobs, and they were approved. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the Reed's editorial.
Hi, I'm Lori Larson, Chair of the Editorial Board. We are growing a bit. We've got 10 members, but we still would like to have some more people because the Breeze is growing as the community is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. We're up to over 70 pages now, and that means more articles, more opportunities for you guys to write, and some more opportunities to edit. So we're always looking for people who are creative, who like working as part of a team, yet also like to work individually. Back to the monthly gratitude box. Finally, we got it put into we put it into a place where people could see it, and it's all dressed up beautifully, thank you. And we are getting some really lovely gratitude slips in there, which we will publish in the Breeze. We're very glad to have that kind of an attitude being published in our magazine. We will be highlighting the candidates running for the Board of Directors positions, so keep an eye out. And once again, we are going to try to encourage people to get prepared in case of an emergency. I know everybody is inundated with this kind of information, but it's really important, and so we're going to be writing some things in the Breeze. Maybe we'll even put something in there that you haven't seen or heard before. That's about it. You can be an editorial board member and serve on a committee. And we have 2 meetings a month. We meet at 10 a.m. on the first Wednesday of every month, and then our proofing meeting is on the 10th of every month. And we are right over there in the room behind us. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. Active communications.
Good afternoon, board, fellow residents. Hope everybody's doing well today. I'm very excited to report that we have a new chairperson who will be coming on board in May. Sandy Butler-Roberts will be taking over the chair responsibilities, and we will be coordinating to make sure we have a very smooth transition, and I will continue to be on that committee until my term is served, which will be October of this year. The board has requested that the communications committee look into opportunities or challenges that might be coming along with some of the software that First Service Residential has, and I think Eric really did the legwork on that. We just wanted to report that there is no impact to us or our efforts with our website. There are no conflicts, there's no duplicate work, there's no reason really at all to be concerned about it at this point. Some potential opportunities for expanding our communications reach, especially in the event of emergency, which we'll continue to explore. We had a wonderful session, 3 sessions actually in here on January 24th of web training. We had a total of about 50 people that took time out to come out, and I'm very pleased to report that we got a lot of oohs and ahs and wows, and hey, I've been on here, but I didn't know that was there. So you might be among those people who didn't realize everything that was there. So we are looking at putting together some informational guidance that we will use our other channels, including the Breeze and maybe the Daily Report, to sort of push out some of the content that we shared during those sessions. So if you couldn't attend, that will be available to you here as soon as we can pull it all together. We have a proposal that we hope the board will approve during their approvals at the end of the meeting regarding memorializing survey process and some ground rules. So if a committee should request or wish to commission a survey, or anybody here, that everybody's singing from the same tune music. We all understand what that means, what the rules of the road are, what it takes, what the timelines need to be, that surveys need to be approved by the board because they are taking up resources, and that we are studying things that are very relevant to the majority of people in the community. Our ad hoc parking lot study, we will be sharing the data collected over the past couple of months with the Planning and Transition Committee and ad hoc, Randy Ball. We will be doing that at their meeting on the 22nd. It will be preliminary information, and we are very, very grateful to anybody whose time. It was kind of long, it was kind of detailed. There were a lot of ideas shared in there, and we really, really appreciate anybody who took the time to do that. Very, very valuable information was collected. Our next meeting will be on February 21st at 10 a.m. in that room over there. Thank you.
Yeah, let me address one of the things that came up earlier today, and the survey that's being done, or has been done on the parking lot survey. In order to develop this area here, the builder had to provide a development plan to the city, which is subject to environmental impact report and studies of what they expect to have for the people of Beaumont. We are people of Beaumont. In that, there's a certain amount of open space, so we don't have crowded and density spacing. Also, a strong attention to going green. Part of going green is the city designated Four Seasons Circle as a bicycle route, which means we have to have bicycle lanes on both sides of Four Seasons Circle, but we cannot park there. That's why there are no parking signs. If the results of the survey indicate that we might want to go back to the city and see what we have to do to get that change, it will take a lot of time. That's why we are starting right now. I would also point out that we don't have 18 and 20-year-old ladies in here. We've got 70 and 80-year-old ladies in here. And parking too distant from the lodge would be a severe problem for many of our people. But all we do with surveys is collect ideas and comments. We make no decisions initially. We're just trying to find out what the sense of the people are. And that's the only thing we're doing with the survey at this stage of the game. Okay.
Next is the community planning and transition.
Good afternoon. I'm Colin Taylor, chair of the Community Planning and Transition Committee. We've completed plans now for the off-leash area for dogs, and it may sound strange, but we've submitted those plans to the gas company. And the reason is the location, and I think it is the ideal location, is in the utility easement just west of Crooked Creek and south of the new bridge. It's a utility easement, so we have to have the gas company's approval, but the indications look pretty good. I think I'm quite confident we're going to get approval to put it there, and I think it is the ideal location. We've completed plans for several storage building options, and we're working on getting some rough or ballpark cost estimates before we can present those options to the board. And we've completed a set of plans for a proposed phased improvement to the amphitheatre. And the plan is to form a new ad hoc committee, if that's correct, Len, that will represent all the users and groups affected by any improvements to the amphitheatre. And we'll be presenting the plans to the ad hoc committee as soon as it's formed. As has been discussed earlier, the parking lot options, the survey is complete, the results will be due soon. We're looking for someone with building cost estimating background. Now, this is not a full-time committee position, but it's a resource we'd like to be able to call on. You know, when we develop a set of plans, someone with a background in construction or managing construction projects that can help us develop rough construction costs. So anyone interested, it's not a big commitment, it's a resource that we'd like to be able to call on, you know, as and when it's needed. Our next meeting is Thursday the 22nd, 9 a.m. in the conference room there. Thank you.
Thank you, Colin. Next is the emergency preparedness committee.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Mendoza from the Emergency Preparedness Committee. 2 weeks ago, we completed a CERT program here in this room. We got 20 people passed their cert, the cert program. 6 of the people were members of residents of Four Seasons. As of this time, we have probably over 70 people that have cert training. Right now, what we need to do is try to get people together in teams. I'm going to try to push to try to get the county to help us out, to try to get some sort of quarterly training for us. As far as new members go, I had 5 people that were on the interest list, and I called them all up. 3 of the 5 showed up to our last meeting. 2 of the 3 will probably stay, the other one probably not. And we can always use anybody you want. If Lori can find anybody who right like crazy, you can get people to come in. We appreciate it. We looked up, we want to do some sort of a program where we utilize Dennis Day, who did the training here for CERT. He speaks on a lot of emergency preparedness issues. And because we found out that May is Emergency Preparedness Month, we're going to try to get a program going for May. And in addition to whatever he speaks about, I'll probably get up and do my bit about sheltering in place and what people should do in the event that they have sanitation problems, like basically like you can't use your bathroom, what your alternatives are, and how to store water properly and make it convenient for yourselves. And then we have another person, maybe if we have something to do with a to-go kit, like basically like we got all this stuff happening in Santa Barbara, people ask them homeless notice to get out. We want to try to get people prepared for that, and we want to have them aware of what they need to do. And there's a lot of things maybe you don't think that you don't think about that you may need, that will probably be convenient to have. We're still working on the residence handbook to update it. I think we're working on that, and hopefully Fed will have some good news soon for us. EPC handouts, we're looking for all handouts because we're looking at the meet and greets. We've had the habit of setting up outside and giving people information and stuff. And a lot of the stuff comes from the public utility, the gas district, the Edison company and stuff. So I looked at the stuff that I have, all that stuff that I had was like, I was given was pet rescue, and I got half a dozen things to the residence emergency handbook. So what I'm looking to do is find the other handouts, which I think I know where they are. Oh, I went to the radio room there. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, anyway, we've been real busy, and if you know anybody that's interested in taking care of themselves in an emergency, bring them on. Thank you very much. And our next meeting is the 20th here in the boardroom at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you, Mike. Next is facilities.
Sure. Good afternoon, Richard Ladero, Chair of Facilities Committee. A couple of these items have changed just a tad since we put the slides together last Thursday. The rod ag and fence painting in phases A and B is essentially complete. Final inspection is now scheduled for 2/13, and that will complete that will conclude the project. New bocce ball courts, the new bocce ball benches have been received, and they will be installed after they're assembled. And the project to install the new occupancy sensors in the bistro kitchen is complete. And in addition, the project to convert the pickleball canopy from 4-post to 2 is in progress. That's anticipated to be complete in another 4 weeks. And the committee would like to recommend that the board ratify John Baird and Joseph Barletta as new committee members.
I'd like to make a motion that we go ahead and ratify John Davis and Joseph Barletta as new committee members of the Facilities Committee.
I second the motion.
Move the second of the members of the Facilities Committee, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Our next meeting is February 20th at 8:30 a.m. And of course, everybody is welcome to participate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. Next is the Finance Committee.
Barry Genetti with the Finance Committee. Good afternoon, everyone. Up above are the December financials for year-to-date. The biggest concern is getting red up there, and that's something the committee is tracking. And I've mentioned this the last 3 meetings. This is a function right now of us assuming more common property without the full build-out. We still have 200 plus homes that we aren't collecting their $210 a month for, but we are expensing against more common property right now. The committee is following this on a monthly basis. We have the HOA equity fund right now that is using that to offset it. It's money that has been in from our payments that we had excess when we didn't have those pieces of common property. And now we have it. And we'll be looking to the board to say how well it's doing. We're trying to get a level right now, an average of what this monthly thing is, but right now it's just been sort of growing, and in December we had some additional expenses running in the end of the year. We're trying to see what it's going to be at so that we can make a recommendation to the board whether we want to continue using that fund or if there needs to be an adjustment to the HOA dues. Priorities we have right now, we are being very cautious as a committee on our recommendations. We started a new process last year of meeting with all the committee folks and asking them what their thoughts, visions, ideas were for new items that needed to be done in 2018. We've reviewed that, we've put it together, the board has those items. We're not looking right now for additional items, because we had that meeting, and we're looking, trying to hold to that. So we have decided, this first meeting we had last week, we had 2 new items that were not accounted for. One of them we went with because it was a necessity due to, we'd lose some trees and plants if we didn't fix it right then. So the committee's taking a position right now. We will recommend to the board anything that is urgent need or a safety violation for spending money that's not explained. We will hold any new items to the end of the quarter and assimilate those together and present it to the board. Morgan Stanley was in. They're our financial advisors. They're the folks that are managing our CD investments of $6 million. And we wanted to review their process. The committee is fairly new. They didn't get to meet David last year. Exactly how everything works, what our costs are or not costs are, how easy our money is accessible without penalties. He came in and gave us a very good explanation. We feel very good with where we are and where the trend is in interest rates increasing and the way we are in investment using the laddering technique. Our next meeting is the last Tuesday of the month. I think it's the 27th. It is the 27th. And if you are interested in participating and being a member of the Finance Committee, we welcome you to come and attend the meeting and meet us and see how we operate. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Next is the Landscape Committee.
Our chairman and co-chairman could be here today, and so they went deep into the bench. Here I am. Among things that we need to mention are the February meeting. The date has been changed to the 23rd, and so that'll be Thursday the 23rd at 1 p.m. One of the things we're active on right now, yesterday we did a walk for the turnover of the E1 case, which for those who don't know what that means, which included me. That is the area around the courts. So if you go up the Four Seasons and then around behind the courts where the future Trail E will be, we checked out that area and that'll be turned over relatively soon. One thing you may notice, there were new manuals in at the summit and at the lodge and the roundabouts. There are some times that we look at what the builder has put in for initial landscaping, so we think that there should be some improvements and enhancements. So one of the things we're looking at right now are potentially some more trees along Four Seasons Circle in the newer areas there, not necessarily just like they are at the area up to the novels, but some additional trees, some additional plantings in the peaks, streets, like Harder Peak and Silver Peak and Diamond Peak, and that area over there in some of the common areas. We're working to get the drip system perfected on Glacier Park slope, where we put all of the new plants to make sure that they maintain their health. We're also working on a little bit of a redesign for the small fountain behind our sand building here. For those of you who walk homes than I did. You saw it when you went to the models, but it's not as common toilet anymore because that's not what the models are. So we're going to do a little redesign of that. And if you'd like to see what we do on our walks, you're welcome to join us on Friday mornings. You may have seen us out there, and you can see what kind of things we get into. Thank you.
Also, for the landscape committee is the ACE charter update and job search update.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the charter update. It's presented on books.
I'll second.
Moving second to approve the charter update to landscape committee on there.
Aye.
Thank you. Next is the lodge committee.
The board of directors has made a determination that we're going to suspend the lodge committee until April, when we do our new committee recruitment. And based on the recruitment levels, we'll determine whether or not we're going to move forward with the lodge committee.
Next is the rules and regulations committee. All right, so we'll go to the safety committee.
Good afternoon. I'm Donna Lewis, co-chair of the Safety Committee. I have some big shoes to fill today. Anita is not here. So we've done some great things in 2017. I hope you all see the crosswalks are in. We're getting feedback on that. A lot of people like them. We're getting some feedback that they do see that as residents are coming to those areas, that they are slowing down a little bit. I'm getting other comments that no, they're not. In fact, I had somebody pass me the other day in between two crosswalks. So please be very careful when traveling Four Seasons Circle. Also, there are 5 crosswalks, so make yourself familiar with those: 2 between the lodge and Kirby Creek Gate, 2 between the lodge and the summit, and 1 on Green Creek Trail. We do get questions on why we haven't done any more than that, and I'm just going to say for now we've looked at it, but any area beyond the summit, Four Seasons Circle still belongs to the builder, so we can't do anything there. So that if things are done there, it will probably happen in the future once HOA owns it. So heard earlier today there is a new stop sign here at Slippery Rock Creek and Four Seasons Circle. So just wanted to be aware that that's there and to please stop at that stop sign. You'll notice that the signs are constantly flashing right now. They are supposed to be manually activated. Those are going to be deactivated, so they won't be flashing for a period of time until our vendor comes back and fixes it. Are we going to leave them flashing? Okay. Any of you said they weren't going to be deactivated. So they are going to remain flashing until the vendor comes back, and they will eventually be on the manual activation. So as you go through those and they're flashing, be extra cautious right now. And in the future, when you see them not flashing constantly, know that when they are flashing, somebody is crossing the street or place. It is yield to anybody in the crosswalks. Cameras there at the courts. The builder doesn't put cameras in our new recreation area, so this was completed a couple of weeks ago. So we're happy that we have cameras in that area now. Good view of the pool and some other sensitive areas up there. 911 emergency phones were approved back in December for the courts and the summit. Last week, the phone company came in and assigned numbers for those phones. And the next week or two, the emergency phones will be put in place at both the summit and the courts. So make sure if you use those facilities that you familiarize yourself with those once they get put in. And then also to say we do have one here at the lodge as well, and it's in the pool area by the outdoor shower. So anytime there's an emergency in our pool areas or outside areas, there is things there for you to do. Our sign says our next meeting is February 13th, although we just had it on the 6th. Our meeting's on the first Tuesday of every month at 10 a.m. here in the RCN conference room, and our next meeting will be March 6th at 10 a.m.
Thank you. Next is the social committee.
And I'm doing it for social today. Basically, the only thing you need to know is social committee went ahead and opened up, because of the huge demand for the mentalist, they opened up 50 more seats. We right now have 24 left. And you have only a few more weeks left to get them. So if you are interested, don't dilly-dally. It's going to be a really fun show. Social committee meets the first Thursday of the month. Oops, I see how loud I am. The first Thursday of the month at 5 p.m. and it would be wonderful to have you. If anyone is interested in joining social committee, we would love to have you over there. It's so fun. Thank you. Yes.
I've asked several of you, do you guys know of those, the hearing things? Are
Yes.
they hooked up to that new audio system?
I will talk to you afterward. At this point, the hearing impaired system is an analog system, and we just put digital systems in. So there is some challenge that they will have to be working on, shall we say. So at this time, yeah, sorry, Vivian, pretend that we don't have it. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Cindy. Next is the community ambassador.
Again, Anita is not here today, so she wanted everybody to know that recently on January 27th, they held the 9th Annual Veterans Expo here in Beaumont. It was well attended by over 500 people, 70 vendors, a very nice article in the Record Gazette on February 2nd. And our board president, Lynn Tavernetti, was there in part of the special things that were going on, so we're going to let him report on Veterans Expo.
I had the honor of introducing and talking a little bit about two war veterans. The first one was World War II, a 93-year-old resident of Beaumont, Colonel Leo Galloway. Couldn't tell him in 93. He was getting proper and everything, and did a lot of interviews, and he had a remarkable record. He went from here to Georgia, and then he deployed over into North Africa, and they put him in charge of the configuration. His job was to keep the beer cold. And he moved with them. He said his favorite general was Old Blood and Guts, General Patton. Followed him in Sicily and up into southern France. And he said then as the war wound down over there in Europe, they offered him the benefit of a cruise in the Pacific. 40 days at sea, and he will never go on another cruise. The other one that I talked about was, had passed away. He was a Vietnam veteran. He enlisted and went over and served as a pathfinder in Vietnam. For those who are not familiar with the pathfinder, if you did watch television in those days, you'd see a lot of helicopter assaults in the areas. Somebody had to guide all those helicopters as the air traffic controllers, and that's what the pathfinder did. Their motto was first in, last out. And that's exactly what they did. Sometimes they parachuted in, sometimes they snuck in late at night somehow. But they would guide in all the helicopters, and then if they had to have high-performance jets come in because unanticipated enemy action or something, they would control everything that went on. He got out, and like many veterans, did not talk to his family about his war experience. He went about his business, his civilian job, and as he grew up, his children later in life decided they wanted to learn more about him. But he didn't really pass it on. What he did pass on, though, was the leadership and characteristics that were very prominent in his career. And his son learned all those lessons, and he's now the chief of police of Beaumont. So, his police officers have put together a shadow box for him of memorabilia from the Vietnam War and his service in there, and surprisingly kept it secret from him, and he was speechless. So it was nice, and everybody had a good time.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, back to Cindy.
Okay, I'm gonna stay way far away from this mic. Okay, good news, bad news. The medium news is February is under construction. The possible good news is that it is going to be wrapping up into a carpets will be done, probably. But anyway, and then we'll have just this amazing paradise that we live in. So, yeah, so that'll be so good. And then 2018 can officially start. But in the meantime, karaoke is going to be very intimate in the card room, okay? And that is going to be on February 10th. So that's the Saturday, February 10th at 5:30. So you will get to know your neighbors in a much more intimate way than you usually do. So be ready for that. Wine Club this month is going to be canceled. Poor Broke Wine Club. So we apologize for that, but we're trying to figure if there's anything we can do, having to do with March, what we're going to do. And here is a really cool thing though. With all this tragic, sad, and flexible news, we have this really amazing historical event that's going to be happening here in the community, which is the bridge opening. So the bridge opening is due to happen on March 15th at 11 a.m. And everyone knows that construction is always on time, so we are due to have that thing going. But I have to tell you, it is going to be hilarious. In fact, I'm really thinking about asking the news station to come and film it because it is going to be a hoot. So if you're interested, let me tell you what we have on the docket so far for the ribbon cutting and the parade. Right? So right now we have the Four Seasons Motorcycle Club going to lead the pack, followed by the 4x4 guys in the behind that, followed by the golf carts, followed by the tricycles, followed by the dog pack, followed by whoever else wants to follow that. Okay? So we will be filming this, I'm just telling you, one way or another. If you have a golf cart and are interested in decorating your golf cart or hooting and hollering, email me, okay? Because I'm going to put you down so you guys all have the latest info. If you want to be in the dog pack, get a hold of Patrick Garrity and Martha Baumgarten. Right, Martha? Okay. If you have a tricycle or even if you're one of those studs on a bicycle, go ahead, email me. We'll get it all handled. And I think this is going to be a blast, and it's just what we need to break the tension of everybody's schedules feeling a little bit jacked. So get ready for it. It's going to be fun. That's it.
Party on the bridge. Thank you, Cindy. Next up is the management reports are on page 80 through 110. We don't have the awesome slide that we used to, we're working on it. It's a new system, so we're tracking things, it's not like that. But we had 136 different issues that we were tracking and working on last month. And then starting on page 111 through 125 are the communications reports for you. For no action needed, unless there was a question. Unfinished business, there was none, so we'll go on to new business, starting on page 126. The request from David Oil Award for a staggering $51 per year for a puzzle software subscription.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the $51 per year puzzle software subscription.
I'll second
Moved and seconded to appropriate $51 for your puzzle. I hope it doesn't bust our budget.
We'll try harder.
Since it's now as stable as the stock market. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next is a request from the Communications Committee for survey standards and guidelines. That was printed out.
Yes, I make a motion that we adopt the survey standards and guidelines for the communications committee.
I'll second
Moved and seconded to adopt survey standards for Association, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next is a request from the landscape committee to install some extra drip irrigation to help some liquid amber trees make it. The total cost for the project is $1,211.
I make a motion that we accept the proposal for the tree drip irrigation for $1,211.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to appropriate $1,211 for a drip line for the amber trees. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next is the ceramic class guidelines. More for the board to review, and it's not a necessary rule change.
No, just one adopt, sorry.
Yes.
So I make a motion that we adopt the current class housekeeping guidelines.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded to approve the new guidelines for the ceramics housekeeping. All in favor?
Next is a request from the AACC for a Festival of Cultures event to be held in April, the ballroom's open, in the amount of $679.
I'll make a motion to approve $679 for the AACC Festival of Cultures.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve expenditure of $679 for the Festival of Cultural event. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next is a request from the activity director for the annual appreciation lunch to be held still on March 14th. To be the 2 weeks there.
Hopefully, kind of, maybe.
Total budget request is $1,280.
I make a motion that we approve the activities director request for appreciation grants for $1,280.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the appropriation request of $1,280 for the activities director's appreciation brunch. All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next is a request from the Community Planning and Transition Committee to create an ad hoc committee to study the amphitheater. Propose a new amphitheater.
I'll make a motion to approve the Community and Planning Committee's request to create an ad hoc committee.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the request to create an ad hoc committee to evaluate expansion ideas for the amphitheater. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And last on the agenda is a request to purchase a new TV for the bistro. Either go with the 60-inch, which is slightly larger. The TV in there is turning blue. Slowly. Slowly but surely it's a smart TV.
What's that say?
Right now it's 55. So the 60 would be just a small bit larger than it is right now. There would be no movement of the pictures that are on that wall. If you went with a 70-inch TV, we'd have to relocate the pictures to make it easy.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve $699 for a 60-inch TV to replace the blue cube one we have there now.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to purchase 60-inch LED to replace the one we have there now. It's not functioning properly for $690. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that's it. The next meeting will be probably here,